Hey guys, it's your boy MKS back at you with another video. Once again, hopefully every day till Thursday, which is today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And Thursday itself. Tomorrow being Wednesday, I will do these usual 30-point plans, and then after that, I'll probably try and do something different. I'll try a different format. And again, as I mentioned in my previous videos, technically not everything on this list will begin with T, but it's just like how I plan my days out on each Tuesday, and then I'll try to work on this each Tuesday, at least for the rest of October. But these are my plans for remaining Tuesdays of October. I think there's only one or two left after this one. But anyway, here you go. I'm going to try and get straight to the list. Hope my waffle is not too boring. I hope you find it interesting again. I hope it helps at least someone. So I'm going to crack on with the list. One, I hope to support African startups and social enterprise for Africa, African startups, and just general enterprise, and encourage people in Africa to work together in terms of entrepreneurship, business entrepreneurship, whatever you want to call it, and technology, and try and get people, especially the Black diaspora, to support each other, network together, the Black diaspora around the world, and especially to support Africa and also Black people around the world. As I say, I wish to support 30 Black people from each possible country to set up their own business. That's one of the goals I have, to work with other people and try and find ways to fundraise them. And similar for dyslexics, again, whatever's done for dyslexic people can be done for Black people and vice versa. And also, if I could, I'd love to support 30 Black business people, but 30 Black people set up their own business in every possible country. Same for dyslexics, and the same for people who are both Black and dyslexic. Black dyslexics or dyslexic people who are Black, whichever way you like to put it. I hope that makes some sense. But yeah, that's point one. And I hope to work with that and network with other people and take that idea forward and see who can help me, and work with people like Richard Branson, John Chambers, Charles Schwab, and others that I've talked about in my previous videos about to network with those, so they can hopefully build their own entrepreneurship centers across, especially Africa and places like that, and even dyslexic people in Asia and around the world, to improve their economies. And I forgot to mention yesterday, thought I'd mention this point where I remember, I think I might have mentioned it, I'm not sure, but dyslexic people and problem solving. And I was thinking, actually, I know I didn't mention this one, that I was thinking, if you've got academic people, I don't think they're as good at, as obviously some academic people are, but a lot of academic people need a teacher to tell them, or need guidance, whereas dyslexic people think outside the box. So while we might not be the best academically, I think we're very good at solving problems. But anyway, I hope to come to that more later if I can, possibly in point 14, because as I say, 14 might be problem solving, because 13 is negative and other problems. So 14 is problem solving. Hopefully someone finds my quirky mind interesting, but it's a way I think in a strange sort of dyslexic, maybe even autistic kind of way. But I've never been diagnosed with autism. But anyway, so I'll try and stop waffling and go into point 2, because that was quite a long one for point 1. Point 2, I hope to look at how to support entrepreneurial education in Africa, getting Black people networking together, and people of colour generally, disabled people and other often disadvantaged groups, supporting each other's YouTube channels, and other projects, for instance, people who are physically, mentally, and stroke or learn disabled can subscribe to, hopefully I'll encourage them to subscribe to, comment and share each other's channel. Hopefully they'll support my channel, I'll support them as well, because I have both learning and mental health problems, or differences or difficulties, if you put whichever way you want to put it, and we can put a positive spin on it. But yeah, I hope to support entrepreneurial education in Africa. And someone from Africa, I can't remember which part of Africa, was talking about, in the past they used to say education is the way out of poverty, and now they say entrepreneurship. But to me, education and entrepreneurialism by people who are actually entrepreneurs, and what I class as education and what other people class as education, is very different. I don't, I'm not a huge fan of academic education personally. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but that's my personal view. But I am a big fan of doing your best and learning, and growing, and that kind of thing. And I'm going to move on. 3, I hope to like get stuff convince people to get things that they no longer want and stroke or need, and send them to parts of Africa, especially, and possibly dyslexic schools in Asia as well, and especially to dyslexic schools like my friend's school, Rare Gem, and hopefully people there will ensure that they're safe to use and make sure they're clean enough or purified or whatever. So there's lots of stuff I want to send there, like some of it is my notebooks with my own ideas. Hopefully they'll somehow be able to read my writing and punctuation, which I know is not the best, unfortunately, but to say the least. But yeah, I hope to encourage other people to send stuff, especially technological stuff, to parts of Africa, and have this idea, T for Technology for Africa, which I've talked about before, which is like where tea companies or firms or brands and all that support African advancement in technology, donating a certain percentage of the profits towards the development of technology for Africa as a continent, and to work together on helping Africa to become the top place for technology within 5 or 10 years. That's one of my goals. 4, once again, I hope to think of like plans and lists and sharing ideas with people from what I call the 4, which I talked about in some of my first videos, which are like Africa, indigenous people of Africa, Australasia, or Oceania, whatever you to call it, the Americas and Asia, to work together, network together, share ideas. And like, I think a lot of countries are trying to go into Africa now, like India, China, Russia, and countries like that, and Japan, places like that. So I think if like African countries, I think should say, if you want to do trade in our country or have some of our resources, or as we can support you politically and things like that, but I think they should ask for what they want as well. Like, they would also get political support and things like that, but mainly technological training for the youth in Africa, which I hope to focus on. 5, I hope to work with Black and dyslexic people, especially in October, and then possibly other communities as well, people of colour generally and things like that, and disabled people, about what their goals are and how we can help each other to reach our goals and that kind of thing. 6, I hope to do my best to help as many people as possible, and try and fundraise, be a philanthropist. I call it a philanthropreneur, which is a philanthropist entrepreneur. I hope to support entrepreneurship across Africa, places like that. 7, I hope to think about like if I could ask God for support in like business or whatever, what would it be? Like nowadays, I no longer want to make money for myself, and I don't believe the Bible blesses us with money, but I hope that God will bless me and others with make sure we stay within the law and we be as ethical as possible and help others and things like that. As I say, I'm not that spiritual or religious, but I do believe in God and stuff like that. 8, I hope to look at how people of colour can work together, network together against hate and imperialism. Like in the past, I've seen like of far right groups or whatever, where they look at how they network together, and also how they look at sponsorship that they get, and things like that. So I think people of colour should work together and support each other financially against white supremacy and the far right and things like that, and also cooperate on how to tackle terrorism or other such threats, like African and Asian nations working together and things like that against imperialism, as I say. 9, I hope to look at how like Black people around the world and dyslexic people can learn how to plan, prioritize, and people be advised about business plans and all that. Like more successful people from the Black community. There was a discussion about how financially successful people from the Black community don't always help other Black people, but whether they should do so. And someone was saying how they fear if they help people that I think they were trying to say that a lot of people would take advantage of it or go on holiday with the money, but they could. I think financially successful Black business people can look at how to support other Black business people and talk about how they can be organised and work to the best of their ability. I hope that makes sense. Let's say. Point 10, I realise I've just gone over 10 minutes, so I'm going to try and make this one quick, but I hope to support young entrepreneurs, and young people from Africa to learn about business and promote Pan-Africanism and things like in schools, and people from Africa to work together on teaching each other and about business and technology, and like I say, the Black community to network together and work together, and that sort of thing. But anyway, I hope that makes sense. I hope this video hope my voice wasn't too boring or too bad, but I think we'll wrap it up because I don't want to waffle too much. But that's roughly the plan I hope to have for each Tuesday to work towards part 1 anyway, and then to work on these 30-point plans each Tuesday until eventually I hopefully reach my goals, like within 10 years helping, or 5 to 10 years, helping Africa to become #1 for technology. Anyway, hope you have a great day. Hugs, peace and love.